as much as you or others might be pro-Israel, how do we not condemn the Israelis for taking away resources like water from a population that's the majority children? And at what point do we say that it's kind of an open genocide, right? Like when Israel, well, I mean, I know it's easy to you realize.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, and if you're Scarlett today, I'm back again with another video from Charlie Kirk. So today, Charlie Kirk tears into anti-Israel students. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
I have a disagreement about the whole Palestine-Israel thing. I promise not to take up as much time as the last person who was up here. But I'd like to open with maybe like a little statement, which is that, you know, I'm not too partial to either particular side of the political spectrum. But I think that a sad reality is when we talk about the Palestine issue, it's the Gaza Strip is 50% people under the age of 15. It's about 2 million people and about 5 to 25 square miles. And the reality of it is that Israel has said they're going to make a complete siege of the area. They've cut off electricity, they've cut off water, and that's kind of a sad reality. And the reality is they also can't leave. There's only 2 ports of entry and exit. And so as much as you or others might be pro-Israel, how do we not condemn the Israelis for taking away resources like water from a population that's the majority children? And at what point do we say that it's kind of an open genocide, right? Like when Israel, well, I mean, I know it's easy to see.
You realize on Saturday they killed 900 Jews, right?
I understand. I understand.
One side's doing the genocide, the other side is retaliating.
One side's definitely swinging up and one side's swinging down. And I think that when you're a strip of land at which all of your water, airways, and electricity is controlled by a state, which you can't leave, and it gets bombed by missiles, I don't really think it's quite equivocal. I mean, obviously, everyone here can condemn the killing of civilians, and that's not a debate that I'm going to have with anybody, left or right.
Sure.
But at what point or time, you know, you say you criticize Republicans, but why don't we ever criticize Israel for what they're doing by turning off water? I mean, how?
Well, I'm not going to criticize. Again, let me just ask a hypothetical. Please. If Cuba came to Miami and killed 50,000 Americans, should we cut off their water? Answer the question.
No, absolutely not.
Why?
Okay, I disagree.
You think we should cut off water to
if
people?
If the Cuban government came and killed 50,000 Americans, which is the population equivalent, right? Sure. So 900 Jews would be 50,000 Americans.
Yeah.
I would completely support war against a country that kills 50,000 Americans. Cuba is the same, about similar distance, right? So yes, I would restrict food, water. It would be all-out war against a country that touched our homeland.
Well, you know what they call all-out war against a populace of people that are stuck in an area? It's a genocide, right? And so as much as I agree...
No, hold on a second. No. First of all, if that was the case, why is Israel telling civilians to leave a certain area, number one?
Well, only that are allowed to leave,
hold on a second.
Right?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. What?
Like, are Palestinians allowed to leave the Gaza Strip?
Well, they're moving to a different location of the Gaza Strip before bombardments happen. That's number one. Number two, they're already talking about humanitarian corridors being built. Did you know that? They're talking about humanitarian corridors being built with Egypt. So there's already a plan from both the Mediterranean side and the south side. But honestly, I'm not going to overly specify this because war is a really brutal, nasty thing. And you could say whatever you want about Israel. We're not going to agree on it, right?
Sure.
Israel did not invite this war.
No, I don't think so either.
Right, but they have to retaliate, and war is the worst thing humans do. Here's my prayer, that Israel doesn't overreact. Americans don't send troops, and that this is short, and that the terrorists that did this are held to justice. That's what we need to publicly say. But I am not, and you're right. There are kids that are going to die. That pains me. The heaviness should be on you. But the answer is you just kind of roll over and allow people to come into your country, into kibbutzes, into concerts, and mowing down people and say, you know, catch you next time?
I'm just not entirely sure what water has to do with the conflict, Mr. Kirk. I just don't see how the Israelis, the Palestinians, the PLO, and Hamas
honestly,
can use water.
Two things. Here's the issue. The Palestinian Authority is too busy spending $300 million a year incentivizing the slaying of Jews instead of actually going and purchasing water filtration services, you know, all sorts of different things there. Number two, so they build their headquarters under hospitals. It's a fact. They use the entire population of women and children in Gaza as a massive 2.5 million person human shield. That's sick. There are no good solutions here. There's not one that I'm going to say this is wonderful and beautiful and glamorous and this is excellent. It's all crummy. It's all hell. And they invited hell. And something that we like to gloss over as Westerners is we get to live in a very peaceful society, relatively, And we don't realize that sometimes you need a Dresden. And that's a really hard thing to swallow. But guess what? What we did in World War II to defeat the Nazis was 100% morally defensible. And there were people that also died. Israel has a right to defend themselves, and they're going to retaliate. And Hamas, they brought this upon themselves. They were the stewards of those women and children. And as stewards of those women and children, they said, we don't care about the women and children enough that we're going to go into the other. They knew what was. You're trying to tell me that they're shocked that they're getting bombarded and their water's cut off and their electricity is cut? No, they invited it. Final thought.
Sure. I wouldn't necessarily say they, but I do understand the sentiment, right?
Okay.
I do agree that Hamas brings it upon
But
themselves.
I think we can agree. Here's what I will say. I do not think U.S. troops outside of very specific special forces to rescue Americans, which I'm sure you might be able to agree with, should be involved in this conflict.
Yeah.
We cannot allow ourselves to get into another Middle Eastern quagmire that Lindsey Graham and Nikki Haley and Mike Pence might try to get us into. That is something we can agree with, okay?
Honestly, I always say I just love how Charlie always stand to defend what he believes. You know, I wish everybody can just defend what they believes without, you know, hesitation or panic. You know, and as much as I hate talking about this, I think Charlie is right. You know, I'll not even use Israel, Hamas, or Palestine for example. Let me just use our daily thing for example, so that this kid will just analyze it. Someone just comes to your home and, you know, attack you, whatever the person does to attack you and your family, you know, and the person, you know, you retaliate by doing something that will obviously hurt the person, but like, you know, you retaliate, you know. Is it a bad thing? Because that's I think that is similar to this. You attack my country while we were like unawarely you attack my country, and you want me to sing praises for you, or you expect me to clap for you, or you expect other country to blow whistle or trumpet to say hail you. No, it doesn't make sense. We shouldn't be like hypocrites here. If someone attacks you, you're gonna fight so hard. You're gonna fight back. You know, you're not even give the person chance to breathe. Whatever you do, even if you cannot fight like directly, whatever you do to hurt the person one way or the other, you're gonna do it. You know. So I think that's the same way. Like that's the same thing applying to this scenario situation here. And the funny thing is, in as much as they retaliated or they fought back so hard, they still made arrangement. Like they still announced, they still gave warnings to civilians, innocent people, to evacuate, move. You know, they still like, who would do that? Me, I'll never do that. I'll never tell my enemy I'm coming to destroy you. I will do it. I'll do it so hard, you know. But this, in as much as they came, like they retaliated, they fought back, they still give warnings, you know. What is so morally good about this? They gave warnings for people, innocent or civilians, to evacuate the premises they are coming to attack. And you still had the audacity to stand here and, you know, say bad things about them because they cut their water supply. What were you expecting them to do? Like, you know, blow trumpet to their praises. Anyway, let me steal this word Charlie always say. He say Israel is fighting defensiveness of their nation's sovereignty. That's what Charlie always say, and I think it's so true. You come, you attack them, and if right now country you attack America, maybe a country you attack America right now, they are going to fight back whatever they will do to show how strong they are. To show how the American they are. They're going to bounce back, and they're going to bounce back like times 10 that you wouldn't even know. That's the same thing, you know. So hello guy, I don't know what you're saying. We should criticize them for fighting back. Anyway, I always say war is something that we are not proud of. I mean, personally, I always say it's a shameful, it's embarrassing, and it's not something that we should encourage. It's not something that we have to talk about it and make it look like it's a beautiful. No, it's the most shameful thing the world could ever have it. And I always say it's ripped from the beautiful things this world has for us. We have kids, and I can't imagine kids suffering from all this, as innocent as they are, and they have to go through this, and it saddens my heart. It's a sad thing that could ever happen to anybody, so it's not something that we should encourage. But and we hope and we pray for peace for this world, because that's everything that we need. In as much as Israel is fighting defensively for their nation's sovereignty, we just hope peace will prevail, because the world needs that. In fact, I think that we owe the world that, because there's children, we have the unborn children, we have innocent lives that are being destroyed by this embarrassing thing. Anyway, I think if this kid is probably from the other side of that country, he needs to be deported. We should send him back. We should send him back for him to feel what people are actually feeling over there. Because he's in America, he's okay. I mean, nothing concern him, so he's just talking anything and anyhow. I think we should send him to the other part of that country to feel what people are really feeling, and his mind will definitely come home. Anyway, let me know what you think about this video. Do you really agree with Charlie? Because me, honestly, as much as I pray for that peace in this world, I think I agree with Charlie. And let me know what you also think. If you have any recommendation, any suggestion, any view, any perspective on this video for me, don't forget to leave it down there. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notifications. Thanks for watching.